guest as well as a scientist, policymaker, and a wonderful person with whom I have just briefly interacted. And Dr. Sandeep Mittan, and he is a PhD in biochemistry, and he has been in postdoc in two very distinguished universities. There is Wharton Business School in the University of Pennsylvania, UPenn, which is a very famous university, where one of our chancellors, Dr. Asim Chauhan, had the opportunity of doing his master's program over there. And also he has been connected with University of Virginia for another certificate program on international policy. And he has been with NIH, connected with NIH. He has specialized in clinical research. And also he has been in Mount Sinai Hospital in New York as senior clinical research fellow, currently working with Zydus Pharmaceutical, New Jersey in US. And he is here on a very short visit to India. And so we thought we will have the opportunity of knowing him, connecting new people, our faculties with them. And that is how he is here. I must also thank Mr. Ajay Shehrawat, who is our own alumnus and who has studied in biotechnology, Amity Institute of Biotechnology. Kumud Bala knows, and all Pooja and others know the Chandradeep Tandon. So, but he passed out in 2011 because I joined in 2013. So he's senior to me by 2 years in Amity. So he left Amity Institute of Biotechnology in the year 2011. So now he is very actively involved in social service, connecting with people. How do you translate this knowledge, experience, expertise gained in Amity and other institutions to people? So that is how he is involved in such a social mission. We wish you all the best as well. So we want to hear, and we are also very fortunate to have Dr. Bhuvanesh Kumar, and who is also known to Amity very well. He has been here. I have met him on very few occasions. We will also listen from these two people also after we hear Sandeep. And so Sandeep, over to you. And let me give a little brief about Amity before you start sharing your thoughts. Please come. They are from Amity Institute of Biotechnology. You may be knowing Ajay, your student, Ajay Shehrawat. So Amity today, Amity Education Group was founded by Dr. Ashok Chauhan, the founder president, who himself holds a doctorate degree in chemical engineering from Germany. He lived in Germany for 28 years, and he employed more than 6,000 to 8,000 Germans and other nationals on their payroll. He went with 3 sterling pounds, but came with a rich knowledge, experience, wisdom gained from the West, Europe, not only Germany, Europe, US. So he became the largest non-European investor in Germany. So when he returned to India in the late 90s, he thought he should contribute to nation building through 4 verticals: education, research, innovation, and philanthropy. So he built the whole Amity Education Group, group of industries, all these on 4 verticals. And that is how today we have almost 13 universities in India, independent universities. And we have 18 campuses abroad, including 2 in US, one in the Long Islands of New York, which is 175 acres, where we have brought a school now, Amity Harrow School on one side, and the other side is Amity Global Research Hub. And we have asked for right to operate, which is likely to come this year. Then we will start also recruiting our own, admitting our own students. And in the meantime, our study abroad program children who study here for a 3-continent program or study abroad program, they go and spend 3 months in our campus, where we connect with other distinguished institutions in New York on the eastern side, MIT, and also CUNY, the City University, New York, and many other universities there, including the Cold Spring Harbor, where a lot of research is being done on click chemistry and others. So we have a very strong partnership. So your presence here today will further strengthen. We have a large number of MOUs from US institutions, top institutions. So we also look forward to hear from you how Amity can contribute to your mission. And because MIT is focusing on research and innovation. One side, the quality education, because we have 8 lakh alumni, 2,50,000 students in all our campuses put together. So this is a big force. But then the whole curriculum design, pedagogy, method of delivery, everything is focused on promoting creativity, innovation, problem solving ability, ultimately solving the problems of the society. So this is the focus. And that is how we connect our students with the community. We have, like in Unat Bharat, we have Amity Humanity Foundation. And also we have large number of extension activities where all institutions of Amity, they are involved in extension. So we connect with people, with the society. So all our research will have societal relevance, whether it's a microbe to increase the productivity of the farmer, or doubling the income of the farmer by solar farming, which is agrivoltaic through agrivoltaic, or it is to prevent an accident happening through LPG, gas sensor development, which will help to prevent the accidents due to LPG gas, which is supplied to the villages as well, or to improve the post-harvest management. We have developed technologies, frugal, simple solutions for small and marginal farmers in the post-harvest management. So like this, all our research endeavors and the deliverable which have come out from the portals of our research institution and scientists are benefiting. Our H. pylori monitoring, which Rajshri is doing, that we are now the surveillance for this Asian region is done by Amity University, and Rajshri does that. Kumud Bala works on the herbal medicine with a focus, which is a very rich wealth India has, including Unani medicine. She carries out a large number of projects. She works with Ladakh, large number of herbs which is available. How do you harness, whether it's Hippopharamnides, Podophyllum exandrum, or such herbs which is available in the Himalayan belt. She is bringing it to application. So like this, Tanveer Nave looks at the pharmacy, and our Rajini Singh looks at the microbial technology. How do you bring the enzymes through the microbes? That's the focus, where she is looking at the purity of the microbes used in the consortium, where you need to produce enzyme through microbes. So she is looking at such projects which she is doing. And we have a very important director from Amity Institute of Virology and Immunology, Dr. Avijit Datta, and who is now building this virology and immunology division here with a rich experience he has brought to Amity. And he has built a BSL 2+ facility here. And then he is working on many areas which he will mention during the discussion part. And Dr. Goodwill Coker, she has been coordinating with you from my office as director of STIF. And so it's a small group, which I want Anuputi, neuroscience. So we have an Amity Institute of Neuroscience, in which they are looking at behavioral neuroscience. That is, how does the zebrafish behaves, or how does the rats behave in terms of activity when you give a drug or a medicine, pharmaceutical agents. So like that, pharmacy is done by them, and the behavioral neuropharmacology is studied by neuroscience. So there's a connectivity with all of us working together. So your coming here will open up new avenues for our collaboration. So with this, I once again welcome our distinguished guests, particularly Dr. Sandeep Mittan, and also our own Ajay, and also our Bhunesh Kumar. Let's give a big clap to them. Thank you, Sandeep. Now, I would like to listen from you, then we will introduce, because we want to hear more from you than me talking to you. Okay, over to you.
First of all, good morning, Professor. And honored to be here. Rather than taking more time, I will start with my brief introductions. I'm basically from Panipat. I complete my undergrad from KUK, Life Science, Kurukshetra University, and then I complete my master's from SMS Jaipur, medical biochemistry. Then I moved to Gangaram Hospital. I work under Dr. I.C. Verma, mostly in cancer genetics, GM1, GM2, TSEC. And after that, got expired into civil services. So my background is I'm from 2013 batch, Danix. But But that exposure allows me to mostly work with ICMR, DST, DBT. And I was the first Fulbright scholar sent by the government of India in the Indo-US Officer Exchange Program. So I landed into Columbia University as a Fulbright scholar with Professor De La Ferra. I was responsible for, I will say, prostate cancer, breast cancers, phase 2 clinical trial. The whole purpose is to get the knowledge into translational medicines, bring that knowledge into industry, especially in India, and how we can reboost our academic PGI Pondicherry, central government hospitals, what we will going to learn from Columbia, we can contribute here. And then it was a 2 years program. Then the DOPT decided to extend that program, and then it extended for 3 more years. So 5 years, I got into Mount Sinai Hospital. At that time, I worked with Professor Valentine Foster, one of the renowned intervention cardiologists, where we trained lots of Indian origin physicians into medical devices, transcatheteral, phase 3, phase 4 medical devices trial. And I was leading their Indo-US global studies programs, especially with industry. All the major US industries who are doing the site selections here, I was responsible for AIMS programs, PGI Pondicherry programs, FMC Pune. We were selecting the right PIs, right populations, so that we can have the right patients for these trials. And then after that program, I took my sabbatical leave. I'm still a bureaucrat, but right now on sabbatical leave. Yeah. So in the US, it's not the bureaucrat, they have the specialized cadre actually. But good part is in India, if you get the different applications, you get specialized too. But anyhow, I'm more into clinical research. So right now, I'm heading 3 important portfolios there. First of all, I'm a Indo-US visiting research faculty with NIH, National Institute of Health, and FDA. I'm responsible for all major industries in the US. They submit their data for approval, especially from the Europe region, Latin America, and the US. So I'm a regulatory body for them, actually. We review their data, make sure the data is integrated. Actually, the population is very diverse. These trials are conducting as per the GCP and ICS guidelines. That is our first priority. I'm the assistant professor with the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. So usually UPMC, we teach laboratory medicines, immunology, and cognitive neurology. These are the very wide spectrum program in UPMC. We are very well climbed with Carnegie Mellon. So these are the joint ventures, Carnegie Mellon and UPMC we do. I'm also very closely associated with the Princeton University. So I'm also one of the visiting faculty with them, mostly as we teach their Alzheimer's, rare disease, especially into dementia programs, that program. And the last, not the least, senior director level, we have a clinical research organization we call Tech Observer, almost 500 employees. We are New Jersey based, and we do pharma sponsored trials. In any therapeutic areas, you can tell, we had a huge presence in Hyderabad, Bengaluru, in Zydus too. Zydus is also one of our key component. Lupin is also one of our key component. Sun Pharma is also doing lots of inflammatory and skin disease trials with us. So I will say, but majority of 90% of our trials are from top 10 US pharmas. So they are our major clients. Sun, Zydus, and Lupin, they are the major stakeholders. But apart from that, major 90% of top 5 US pharmas, they are 90% of our revenues come from there. So I'm mostly here to open the dialogue, how we can be a center of excellence. I know whenever I travel and I meet the Indian origin faculty in the US, they don't want to collaborate with the Indian institutions. To be honest with you, being a bureaucrat, I know the hurdle, what they are asking. The ICMR, BCG, we have lots of red tapeisms there, but it put a very bad impressions on our mechanisms. But yes, there are lots of institutions in the US, they really want to be collaborate with autonomous organizations, reputed organizations, MIT here. Uh, they really want to do some faculty exchange program. We have also the Bill Gates Foundation program, which we run under NIH. $30 million fund they want to contribute into low and middle income countries, mostly into clinical research. Two major areas, faculty development and student exchange areas. We have ourselves 19 millions of fund provided by the Global Poverty Center. They want to develop into a programs, a common curriculums, some of the Indian institutions and some of the US institutions, especially into clinical research, translational clinical research. That fund has not been used since 2 years. So I don't know, lots of government MOUs we have with lots of institutions, but in the real world at the ground, there's no work actually. So today is mostly to discuss how we can take these initiatives with MIT, how we can collaborate with some of the institutions. You have pre-existing MOUs, or some of the institutions we can bring on board who are the right now favorite by the Trump administration. So we have to be always flow with the air. So the policy got very changed from last 6 months. NIH has been dissolved very widely. FDA has been cut down 70%. Research sphere has been changed from basic fundamental to translation research. That $300 million grant is only given to those institutions who want to do the joint ventures. And they are mostly have a promise and a very clear goal that we want to these joint ventures bilateral. They don't want to bring any campus, any collaborations from abroad. First priority is US based. This is very clear mandate from White House. I may very closely work with them. So I think, the ideas are very clear, the instructions are very clear, but I think being the one of the prestigious center, we have a huge scope where we can land with them actually. It is the handshaking first time. I will say 6 month handshaking with the US institutions who are highly funded right now, and we can get the upper hand for the future actually. But we had to tell them that we are more interested into developing a curriculum where we can train the manpower in India. We can provide a exchange, official exchange ideas for the faculties, capacity buildings. We can create the new labor for the industries who are in India based. We have the major 5 industries, mostly Hyderabad and Bangalore based. They need the highly skilled clinical research professional here. That is the first avenue I want to tap here with Dr. Salamurthy and the faculties here, how we can mostly develop a curriculum with you guys where we could be jointly funded by the US. National Science Foundation is our main funding agencies, NSF, that is more into machine learning and artificial intelligence. Global Poverty Center is more into chronic disease, inflammatory, and translation research. And private industries, as I mentioned, 90% of our collaborations with the top 5 pharma, they really want to set up some educational program with MIT where they could be the major stakeholders. That is the first thing I thought, it will be a good idea to have an exchange to listen to the faculties with the points. And my close friend, Bhavnesh, is also worked with lots of industry, global policies. I think this is the right time to change our mindset for policy. Government of India is doing their own work. Right now, we are mostly trained into US sphere. And I think MIT has a very good 3-star reputations, mostly in the Northern America. And the wide global footprints of the MIT would be a good chance to right now for collaborations.
Let's give a big clap to our friend. He has given a wonderful ideas for us to think how do we contribute to the capacity building, being a university. How do you build educational program aligned to Zydus or pharmaceutical industries? So I would request all of you to start thinking in this direction, whether it is pharmacy or it's biology, immunology, biotechnology, neuroscience. So we can run a number of the one is minor program, if it is in clinical research, that is one area. We are also joined by two of our molecular medicine and stem cell research. We have Dr. Biswas, Dr. Manoj, and so welcome. He is the director, and he is along with him a very senior professor there in the Amity Institute of Molecular Medicine and Stem Cell Research. And he works particularly on various type of cancers, since you also work in cancer. Their parts, and he works particularly on liver cancer. But then we have all, whether it's breast or cervix or head and neck, oral, pancreatic, every type of cancer, we are working in this area. So now I would request our own colleague Ajay to say, before that, Bhuvanesh Kumar first, and then we will move to Ajay. Bhuvanesh, we want to hear from you that how do we link Amity Group with you in these, Sandeep and Bhuvanesh. Over to you, Bhuvanesh.
Sure, sir. So thank you.
Introduce yourself.
I'll do that. Maybe my introduction will also help adding a little more context to this meeting. So I'm Dr. Bhuvnesh Srivastava. Currently and very recently, I'm working with a global MNC called AstraZeneca. I think everyone knows it after the COVID, when AstraZeneca gave the Covishield vaccine technology to Serum, and we could face this COVID crisis. Basically, in my background, I'll try to emphasize that why we are meeting today and why I plan to put up this meeting request with Amity. So before moving to AstraZeneca, I was working with a US chamber called USISPF, US India Strategic Partnership Forum. So I was leading as their healthcare portfolio as the director healthcare in India. And I was into, I mean, the time were very eventful, and because of this ongoing discussions, all those bilateral crises. So I was doing a lot of discussions with the US government, the US embassy, the US trade representative, and all of them. And it was the time I came in touch with Dr. Sandeep. And though I knew him for his credentials long before, but it was the first time I could interact with him. And then I thought that, he has been reached out by JNU, DUs, and multiple other universities. And he's like in talks with them. Okay, lovely. So those, I mean, they are universities of the international repute, but we wanted some avenue where Dr. Sandeep's expertise and the background can be quickly converged into some sort of partnerships and collaboration which can benefit most, because I could understand his intent is to give it back to India, what he has learned as a bureaucrat, as a technocrat, and as a scientist. So it was the time I reached out to Dr. Rajni, and we planned this program, and also we were supported by Ajay for this meeting. So I'm also a scientist, a PhD and postdoc in microbiology from Delhi University South Campus, and a postdoc from UK. I started my career as a scientist with Panacea Biotech, the lead for upstream and downstream for the pneumococcal and typhoid conjugate vaccine. So I would say across my journey, my age is not in my favor. I look younger than I am, but I have been, fortunately, I have been with industry, I have been with the government, I have been with the trade associations, with the international US chamber, and now I'm back to industry, MNC. Across the journey, especially the Panacea Biotech, I did a technology transfer from R&D to manufacturing, from Delhi R&D to Lalru manufacturing, and from there I moved to a government institution called BIREC, everyone knows. So I was the lead of Make in India cell, which is the industry facilitation cell. And I spent a little over 3 years in BIRAC, and most of the startup schemes, the seed funds, the incubation scheme, the biotech ignition grants, the equity schemes, most of these schemes were incepted and implemented while I was with BIRAC. And we also, I used to work with Secretary DBT, so I was given a mandate to create one event in India, like the Bio US. So I led the first two editions of Global Bio India, which then became a regular event. And like in 2019, we did the first edition in the Aero City, and it was a massive success. A good 45 countries participated, and a lot of good things came out of it. So now it is announced as a regular event, annual event. From BIRAC, I moved to briefly to Syngene Biocon in the corporate management in Bangalore. So I was doing their alliance management, grant, collaboration, strategy. But then I had to come back from Bangalore to Delhi again. And then I joined FICCI. The FICCI as the joint director of Pharma. So it was my calling because first I wanted to come back to Delhi, and second because of I had worked with BIRAC. So we were the focal point of the National Biotech Development Strategy program, which is currently in play. A lot of startups program, lot of interaction with industry. So it was the reason I decided to come back to FICCI and lead the pharma. So worked very closely with all the ministry, DCGI departments, the new medical device policy, the medical device rules, especially the R&D policy that came out. So we drove heavily with the support from industry, and I would say it was a good time because government was also very proactive. We had a good DCGI who's working day and night, who himself came from industry, very good departments, DOP, DBT, DST, BIRAC, all of them. So the momentum was there, and we could move many things. And then I was deployed with Minister Mandavia across the G20 health group events. And from there, I moved to this US chamber, which was my just second last assignment. I was leading the healthcare portfolio, working closely with all the company that operates on the Indian soil, especially the MNC US companies, some European companies, other companies also, driving everything from the policy perspective for them, so that they can operate easily, improving the ease of doing business, also putting the Indian side uh, to FDA, WHO, all of them. What is our ask? Uh, and yes, recently I have joined AstraZeneca, and so I moved to industry again. I lead their policy and government affairs, and I'm also the therapeutic area lead for the oncology. So we are now intended to bring the latest immunotherapies, the targeted therapies, all of them, and parallelly we are uh, persuading government so they also come up with policies so that the Indian public can have the access to the innovative and therapies and medicines and cutting edge technologies. But at the same time, while I work with the industry now, my side of working with government and the other institution remains still within me. So I look forward to forging those collaborations and ties, and wherever I can help the Indian institution, universities, department to do the matchmaking so that they can meet the right counterparts. And while I understood the intent of Dr. Sandeep to work with Amity very closely, I put up this meeting request, and I'm sure something good will come out of it. So, thank you.
That's very good. Let's hear now our own Ajay. And welcome, Bonesh. I have met you on several occasions. Vicky, ICMR meetings, and
The last time you came to IUSTF building, Dr. Nisha Mehdi was there.
Yes, Indo-US SMT Forum.
So we were in the same building in London.
I remember that. I remember that. So we'll keep closely working with you. You're a resourceful guy.
I have been fortunate enough to have been very consistent with Amity because I used to come here as a student with my PhD boss, and then in every other capacity, I came here multiple times for talks and entrepreneurship lectures. As and when I get the invite, I move everything aside and I come. Uh, I am also part of the ABLE jury members. So MIT does some ABLE jury awards. So I used to come for that also.
Yes, yes.
And wherever I'm being reached out as a scientist for the students' thesis or something, I still try to keep that side alive. So my association with MIT has been very long and consistent, and I look forward to keep it
We will
alive.
further strengthen, broaden, and spread it out to many areas and deepen our relationship with it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Ajay Sharavat.
थैंक यू सर फर्स्ट तो थैंक्स टू यू मैंने आपसे पूछा और आपने इतना शॉर्ट नोटिस पर हमें टाइम दिया बहुत बहुत थैंक यू सर आपके लिए और मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन बहुत सिंपल शॉर्ट है मैं इसी कॉलेज का स्टूडेंट रहा हूँ एमिटी और डॉक्टर राणा वंस यूज्ड टू सेड वंस एन एमिटी एंड ऑलवेज एन एमिटी यस स्पेशली डॉक्टर चौहान सर कहा करते थे ऐसा तो मैं चौहान सर से एक बार मिला था तब इट वाज अर्ली डेज ऑफ एमिटी एंड वी स्टार्टेड वन मैगजीन कॉल्ड बायोलिग्जर इफ आई रिमेंबर इट तो उन समय मिले थे कि हम बायोटेक के ऊपर एक मैगजीन निकालना चाहते हैं एंड वाज सो क्यूरियस कि दीज आर जस्ट स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ फर्स्ट ईयर एंड सेकंड ईयर एंड दे वांटेड टू स्टार्ट अप अ मैगजीन और उन्होंने कहा कितना फंड चाहिए मैंने कहा सर आप जो बोलो चलो 5 लाख फंड सैंक्शन टू यू तो आई वाज द फर्स्ट वन उन्होंने कहा कि मैगजीन शुरू करो कम से कम आप कुछ लोग करना चाहते हो तो आई थिंक दीज आर द काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स जब बड़े लोग करते हैं तो आपको एक लाइफ में कॉन्फिडेंस आता है कि चीजें मूव हो सकती हैं और चीजें करी जा सकती हैं तो मुझे लगता है मैं उसी फिनोमेना से ड्राइव रहा और अंडर द मेंटरशिप ऑफ डॉक्टर ए के श्रीवास्तव आई डिड माय बीटेक इन बायोटेक्नोलॉजी इन बैच 2007 to 11 then under the mentorship of Dr. Ajay Rana I did got placed in Accenture as a software engineer or a different domain and I think we learned a lot of things from Dr. Ajay Rana so I must say कि I'm a very good student of Dr. Ajay Rana तो मुझे लगता है मैं जाने के बाद कॉलेज से जिनसे टच में रहा सबसे ज्यादा मैं उनसे रहा जब भी कभी हम कॉर्पोरेट में कभी किसी ग्लिच में आए या किसी परेशानी में आए तो he was just to call to us and he was always mentoring us कि life has lows and highs and but you need to go through it तो मुझे लगता है उस तरह की मेंटरशिप हमें मिली और आई एम तो प्राउड एमिटी करंटली मेरा जो प्रोफेशन है इट्स डिफरेंट फ्रॉम एकेडमिया आई एम मेनली इनटू पॉलिटिक्स और मैं पिछले 10 साल से पॉलिटिक्स में हूँ तो करंटली आई एम बीजेपी स्पोक्स पर्सन सिंस 2020 तब मुझे 5 साल हो गए वहाँ पर इसके बीच में मैं नेशनल मीडिया इंचार्ज रहा ओबीसी विंग का और बहुत सारी मल्टीपल इलेक्शन कमिटीज का मेंबर हूँ सो व्हेनेवर यू सी इलेक्शन एंड यू सी अ नैरेटिव सेटिंग तो आपको लगना चाहिए कि आपके बच्चे हैं उस नैरेटिव सेटिंग के पीछे तो आई गेट इनटू वेरी डिफरेंट डोमेन बट माय लव फॉर बायोटेक वाज ऑलवेज देयर सो मेरा एक छोटा सा बायोटेक कंपनी भी है सो वी आर इनटू फोर्टिफिकेशंस दिस इज माय अनदर setup on the side of the politics because we are into fortifications actually we deliver one of the best quality premixes to one of the you can say Patanjali Foods HUL anyone तो जो टॉप ऑफ द फर्म्स है हम उनके लिए प्रीमिक्सेस रेडी करते हैं जो न्यूट्रिशनल प्रीमिक्स आप देखते हो फोर्टिफाइड का जो ठप्पा आप देखते हो ब्लू वो फोर्टिफाइड का ठप्पा हमारी वजह से होता है वहाँ पे तो वी आर इनटू दैट सो उसमें भी मेरे साथ एक और एमिटी है ठीक है तो हम लोगों ने मिलकर वी स्टार्टेड दिस एंड वी आर ग्रोइंग इट नाउ तो काम वाली साइड पे मेरा वो है बट मेजर ऑफ माय प्रोफाइल इज इनटू पॉलिटिक्स तो हम लोग को आपने एक आध बार टीवी पर बहस करते आर्गुमेंट करते देखा हुआ नॉट द बैड वंस ऑलवेज ऑन द गुड साइड ऑफ द डिबेट्स बट मोर ओवर आई एम मेरी मास्टरी जो है वो नैरेटिव सेटिंग और इलेक्शन मैनेजमेंट में है हाउ सोशल मीडिया वर्क्स हाउ मीडिया वर्क्स it is a good election it is a bad election surveys good surveys so मेरी मास्टरी उस तरफ है so I get a chance to work with multiple ministers that you know or closely with them with governments also so I understand the policy psyche of the different side of the table also so that is the reason जब भुवनेश्वर ने कहा and I was the intern to भुवनेश्वर जब मैं बायोटेक में था तो मेरी पहली इंटर्नशिप जब कैंपस में लगी थी साउथ कैंपस में so he was my senior there तो मैं तब से टच में हूँ तो मुझे मालूम है कि ये साइड क्या सोचती है और टेबल की वो साइड क्या सोचती है लकीली क्योंकि मुझे दोनों साइड काम करने का मौका मिला सो व्हेन somebody approach me on the academia side है तो मेरी पहली प्रेफरेंस एमिटी रहती है कि भाई मैं तो एक ही डिपार्टमेंट को जानता हूँ और चलिए वहां चलते हैं और इसीलिए मैंने सलामूर्ति सर को अप्रोच किया और सर ने बड़े शॉर्ट नोटिस पर हमें टाइम दिया रियली थैंकफुल सर और मुझे कभी भी लगता है कि कुछ भी ऐसा फ्रूटफुल है हम अपने एमिटी को कुछ वापस दे सकते हैं तो वी विल ऑलवेज कम टू आवर कैंपस दैट इज ऑल जर्नी ऑफ माइन थैंक यू
Thank you, Ajay. We are so proud to have such alumni. We have 8 lakh alumni like him across the globe. And one of the major deliverable coming out from a university is its alumnus, the students passing out. So we are very proud to have such distinguished people who want to serve the country, society, humanity development. So we wish you all the best in your endeavors. And this knowledge will also help, because knowledge is always at the back, whether you are in politics or in administration, or it is research, industry, or research, or research management. So everywhere it helps. So we are so proud to have you, Ajay, and we will build strong partnership with you. And Amity is yours because you are an Amitian. So certainly bring such great people, as well as Bairak. We want to connect with them and other missions. Now, I would request our colleague Rajini Singh is the main person who was responsible for bringing you. Because she spoke to Goodwill Coker, and then we arranged. Actually, his visit was yesterday, scheduled yesterday, and we had planned the program, but yesterday was declared a holiday, so that's how it got postponed. And so better late than never. So we thank you, Rajini, for bringing such connect with us. And she's a great scientist as well. And she has been also a director of an institute here. And now introduce yourself and what we can do together with them. Listening to all the three people, I want all of you not to just only tell about what you are doing. I want what you can do with these three great personalities. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. I already introduced, Sir Haraj introduced very well. My area of expertise is microbial enzymes. Apart from that, antibiotic resistance also, which we have already discussed. Can we do something just like the European countries is doing Erasmus Mundus program? That is the program as a future food. I was the part of that one, which we have submitted in Erasmus Mundus program. That is 2-year program, which can be done apart from whatever the curriculum is going on. Some added course type of thing.
And to Dr. Rajani, the first thing, I work very closely with the FDA commissioner, so I'm the second in command, especially Indo-US joint ventures. 3 major therapeutic areas they assigned me is cardiometabolic, chronic disease, and infection disease. I'm a special advisor with the European Medical Agency, so I report to the EMA commissioner. And I think after working with some of the major healthcare and academic institutions in the US, Europe is the most wonderful avenue, especially for industry and academia collaborations. University of Stockholm, University of Sweden, they're really looking forward to have some Indo-EU medical and translational joint collaborations. But again, I will be very transparent here. I'm the part of the government. If I talk to any university dean and the program directors, they don't want to have the collaboration with Ames Delhi, PJ Pondicherry, FMC due to long stuff. And that's the reason I requested Ajay and Dr. Bhavnis, if I will come here, we need some quick people who can take the decisions. Because in the US, more important is that delivery timeline. I have 300 clinical trials. We are leading there. Average patient is 500 patient we enroll. If we are unable to enroll the 500 patient as with the protocol within 18 months or 21, so the FDA didn't give the approval. It's very unfortunate. Some of the major pharma industries, as Professor Salamurthy mentioned, Zydus, Lupin, Cipla, Lilly, they don't want to open the new sites in the US because, first of all, the way we do here, the compromise of the ethical guidelines, the data is, it's not, but we have a very good brains here, like Bhavnis is very good working with how we can change the mandate by improve the health policies, how we can definitely do some type of programs like ethical clinical research program with the Amity. UPMC is one of the major leading center right now it is in the Northeast, University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. We have right now 21 R01 grants. R01 grants means 5-year grants, $8 million per year is given to the Indo-USPIs in all the domains area. As I mentioned right now, the thing has been changed. Department of Health don't want to invest any money in any institutions, especially in the South Asian country, in basic and fundamental research. This is the very clear wire from the White House, and it's not going to be changed. So if we will change into our domain into translational clinical research, if we can develop some joint venture with European universities, with the US institutions, with Amity, especially in the clinical research, where we can have a 1-year course program, 2 years student exchange programs, that will be the wonderful program. Like laboratory medicine, translational clinical research programs, certification programs, 6-month program, 9-month, 1 year. And we don't care fund, we have the funds. We have the funds. And we can bring the Canada and the Europe is as our partner.
Okay, so that kind of thing, 1 year or 2 year programs we can do, where exchange is there, they can do the.
So I will say 1 year.
1 year.
1 year program will be good startup, and then we can move into masters or further 2 degrees, dual programs, or integrated programs. 1 year for clinical research. As I mentioned, we need 3 lakhs clinical research professional in the US or India hub who are trained, who know what is JCP, what is ICF, how I have to consent the patient, what is the data management. So the services provided by mostly the US pharma is services, data management. So we don't need to be stuck with the data management. We need to be expand our horizon into clinical ops, site initiations, mostly the policies, train the people who can travel the globe. If we have trained people from the MIT who are affiliated here, and they want to reach out to Novartis, they wanted to work with Lilly in the Europe, they have the certification program, they know the A to G, and they can be good CRA, they could be their project manager, they could be their business development manager, they could be in therapeutic areas. I think this area is never tapped by any academia from India. I've been to with PMO, with principal scientific advisor, but wahi baat karna, but the US is not right now in the mood ki wo baat kare. They need someone who can come on the floor and they can say, yes, I have the signatory power, and then I'm the leading this project, and I can deliver these things 3 months, 6 months. So I think that's definitely a avenue. I feel that was my whole purpose to meet you guys in Amity, that how we can develop a common clinical research curriculum, which is validated into Europe, Canada, and the US, and India too.
That can be done.
Thank you. It's a good suggestion. I think all of you can make a program together.
Yeah, we can.
Rajini.
And I will add one point here, as Dr. Salvamurthy has a tremendous distinct services with DRDO. We have a very unique department which is called Department of Defense under US Department of Health. So DoD is a leading partner who serve the veterans community there. And veterans are 30% hub of the healthcare. I will talk about US more because I'm more there, stationed there. So 30% of the funding right now is going to the DoD, Department of Defense. They want to work into rare disease, mostly in neurology. I will say neurology too, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, any cognitive disorders, movement disorders, that is their area. They want to invest a huge. If MIT has a program, especially into clinical neuroscience, 1 year certification program, Department of Defense will come here, they will give you the center of excellence. The FDA commissioner will be here on the floor with the US Health Secretary, and then you can be one of the center who will be the main collaborations with them actually.
Thank you, Sandeep. I wanted to just tell you that we have a good partnership with the US Department of Defense. They have invested in Amity University 1.2 million US dollars to create a capacity building for nuclear security. We have an Amity Institute of Nuclear Science and Technology, in which we have all the detectors, alpha, beta, gamma, and even neutron particle detections. They have invested this. We are training a large number of NDRF, the Army, Navy, Air Force, as well as the civilian hospitals and radiation safety officers course using these. And so we are running a number of capacity building programs because we have a large number of nuclear assets in the civilian sector. Hospital, when you go, cobalt 60, cesium, radioisotopes. So they don't know how to secure it. You can make a dirty bomb from cobalt 60 and then create a panic. So how do we secure? How do you create this awareness? How do we create the first responders if there is an incidence of theft or accident or incident or even a nuclear terrorism? How do you deal with that? So this is what is, so we already have a major program with the US Department of Defense. Incidentally, when I was in DRDO, I was the chair from India for the Joint Technology Group, JTG, from Government of India, Ministry of Defense here, and US Department of Defense. I used to have Dr. Wokman, who was the chair from US. So we used to have one meeting in the Pentagon, the other meeting in DRDO. So we used to have every 6 months to see what is the roadmap. So I was chair from India for US Department of Defense. Recently, I visited about 2 years ago to US Air Force Research Laboratory in Dayton, Ohio. And also close to Pentagon, there is a DETRA, Defense Threat Reduction Agency headquarters. So I was invited to chair the meeting to review our project of nuclear security. So I was in US in DETRA on their invitation and there as a host, as a guest over there. So we have a good relationship with US Department of Defense. So we will build on this. So this we should bring. That is nuclear science. How do you build, not nuclear, neuroscience? How do you build a capacity program, particularly for neurodegenerative disorders and others? So can you just note down and take it with B.N. Malik? And okay, good. Over to you.
Very good morning. It's really heartening to listen you, Dr. Sandeep, Dr. Bhuvnesh, and Ajay. And I'm Dr. Navid. I look after the health and allied domain here in the capacity of Deputy Dean. So in our domain, we have the pharmacy department, physiotherapy, public health, hospital administration, neurosciences, and also the yoga sciences. So just to, sir, move forward what we have just discussed, sir, that currently the pharmacy department is ranked 18th as far as the national ranking this year. And we do have all the programs as approved by Pharmacy Council of India. But somehow the specialization clinical research is missing. Although there is a great demand because of the conduction of clinical trials by various pharma companies, and pharmacovigilance is another area, upcoming area, and role of AI now. A lot of emphasis on the generation of the data through the AI. So I think it's a great idea, sir, because we do have the specialization, pharmacy practice, pharmacovigilance, clinical research, but somehow the nomenclature in the degree is missing in the entire country, because as far as the PCI is concerned, there is no specialized MPharm, or of course not in the undergraduate, which emphasize the degree nomenclature as clinical research. So with the help of our neuroscience department and all other departments, we'll more than happy to formulate a curriculum which is as per the the current requirement of the European as well as the Indian farms, because there is a great demand of the expert, but the experts sometimes they have the different degrees. Yes. Ajay knows that Accenture and Wipro, so many IT companies now into the pharmacovigilance already.
And Professor Javed, just imagine 2016. The last assignment I was leading with the Honorable Oscar Fernandez. I was the Deputy Commissioner of Labor and Employment. and I landed into Irving Cancer Research Center, and they gave me the phase 2, mostly the patients who have the brain tumor. And I was totally blank how to tell the patients inclusion exclusion criteria. The good part is I got trained before I depart from here in the Ames Cancer Center. So I had a basic knowledge. But when I found during my Fulbright Scholar how to keep the patient information, social securities, their ethnic identifications, how the pharmaceutical people, they keep these immunotherapies, vials or drugs who are coming actually. What is the timeline? What is our research nurse? What is the time of lesions? We have to capture these biometrics. What are the vitals are important as per the protocols? If they are diverting from here to there, how to report the CS adverse event, what is the importance of data actually? So the data is more important rather than anything. If I'm doing the data entry after 48 hours, FDA will not going to accept. As I mentioned, more important is to create a pool of the talented people here who know what is CAR T therapy. They know they're very good into knowledge, the immunology, the mechanism, epigenetics, molecular biology. But we need the people how to keep the medicine safe. If there is an event happened, how to report the regulatory body, whether it's a DCGI or FDA or PI. Even though our clinicians, to be very honest with you, I met the DZBSF in their academy, and I have a very good interactions with Air Force Chief and during my visit. So we were here on the part of delegations. Governor New Jersey and Governor Virginia was the part of delegations. So we roam around Pune, Bangalore, Ahmedabad. The only thing is we are lagging is the sadness of our central government hospital. Again, I will highlight these things. I think the Amity is one of the front runner right now to catch these things. If we can bring something, how we can train our students here, especially in these small, and these are not big things. These are the manuals. You can teach these guidelines. What is the importance of inclusion criteria? What is the divergence? What is the protocol submissions? If we can just create a certification, then we can extend it to masters.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
So I think Tanveer Naveed can lead this because, clinical research come directly with
Definitely, sir.
pharmacy. All of this we can contribute to him. And can you talk about neuroscience? And also we have a very strong ethical committee here, headed by Dr. B.C. Das, and we have an external chairperson. What is his name? He is a very famous microbiologist. So he is the chair, and we have a very powerful committee. And incidentally, I am the chair for Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Hospital, IRB, Institute Review Board for all the cancer. Naresh Gupta is the chair for here, Amity University Ethics Committee. So we have a very strong ethics committee. And now, Sandeep, I want to, Indian Drug Controller General of India system also is now speeding up the process, quickly disposing, because earlier it used to have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 clinical trial used to take long time for approval. But now things are in Government of India. We have improved last 10 years, last 5 years particularly. The speed has increased, streamlined. And Amity has got MOU with 15 hospitals. And we are planning to have our own hospital here in this campus. It is a 900-bedded hospital along with MBBS to be included, because that's the only thing missing in us. So Dr. Atul Chauhan, the Chancellor, is driving this, and Harvard Medical Center is our consultant to plan the various departments. And we are bringing integrative medicine. How do we integrate our Ayush system with the conventional, the allopathic system? So our hospital will be integrative medicine hospital rather than only allopathic practice. We'll bring Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, and also yoga, naturopathy, everything will bring in that. So a patient has an option to go for. either as an adjunct, complementary. So we are planning a hospital in this. We have just applied for conversion of land use. So we are trying to get that approval. So we will have the hospital. Now, quickly, can you talk about neuroscience?
Hello, I'm Dr. Anubhuti, working as assistant professor at Amity Institute of Neuropsychology and Neurosciences. In our department, we have faculties from diverse background. We have faculties who are working in the rodent model, vertebrate models such as zebrafish, and as well as invertebrate models, C. elegans. Currently, we do not conduct any clinical research, any human patient-based research in our department itself, but we do have collaborative studies done with AIN department to the other hospital, such as one of my PhD student has worked on the Guillain-Barré syndrome patients in collaboration with the BLK Max Hospital. She is just about to complete her PhD. So we are working on the sleep research, Parkinson's disease, and also the cognitive aspect, developmental neuroscience, and various other aspects of the neuroscience. I do agree completely with your idea that we are lacking trained professional in the clinical research. And we see a lot of job opportunity in India as well as abroad. We require a trained manpower in this field. If we try to launch a program based on the clinical research, that will be very helpful to our country as well as maybe to your country as well. It could be based on a fellowship if to attract more deserving candidate and so that they can appear for an entrance exam and then they can get fellowship so that they can work here in the India, as well as some amount of training or internship can be provided in the US also. So it can be a collaboration between both the countries, depending on the duration, whether we can actually implement it in 1 year or maybe 2 years, that depends.
Anubhuti, can you also mention about the Fulbright scholar who
Yeah, we have one Dr. Mallika Chatterjee, Associate Professor in INN, who has worked as a Fulbright scholar in Brown University. The last year, she came back.
1 year she spent there as
Yeah.
Fulbright scholar from Amity University. We sent her with a complete support, and she has come out with a very enriched through this program.
Yeah, she is right now implementing whatever she has learned in our department.
Particularly on the behavioral neurobehavior.
Yeah, she's a developmental neurobiologist.
And just want to add one point here. Any faculties, any research scholars from Amity, masters, postdoc, tenure faculty, assistant professor, professor, they want to come to the US. We have a very good programs. It's Indo-US NSF programs. It's not funded by the ICMR because we take out the ICMR from the list. We usually trained mostly in behavior technology, mental health, drug abuse, sleep disorders, any type of neurology, cognitive disorders. And we had only 3 centers where we train them. One is Virginia Commonwealth University, VCU, Maryland. The second, we have the Rutgers Center, New Jersey. They are nodal centers. And the third is our Princeton University, Penn School of Medicine there. 4 scholar for 3 months. We provide this opportunity to 20 faculties from Southeast origin. And I think 8 to 9 faculties every year we choose from India. Please enjoy these collaborations. You guys are more welcome. It is going to be a very global podium to get the expertise, and then you guys can execute here. Masters, postdoc, and any visiting faculties who has been associated with any academic institutions almost for 2 years, they are fully eligible. We just need the no objection certificate from the parent department and 1 clearance we require from home. Just a little bit of background, because these are US department, federal funded programs. So we just try to make sure, these clean people are coming actually. The Trump is more into clean. So he will clean the Ganga too. But yeah, so we need the clean people. Please, this is, I think, in cognitive, again, mental health is very a huge area. You know how the U.S. faced the gun challenge. Drug abuse is very huge priority for us. Marijuana is also very huge priority for us too. I think, and especially as the people, they live in isolations, depressions, anxiety, especially for veterans, insomnia. So these are the, please, if we can add these points in our clinical research curriculum, I think, nobody can stop
Good.
to.
Thank-
So this is very unique program. They start during Biden administration last year. It is called Indo-US Global Forestry Center Capacity Building Programs. I can share the information with you. Yeah.
Please share this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Rajshri. She works on H. pylori and
Rajshri Das, I am professor at Amity Institute of Biotechnology. I did my PhD from National Institute of Cholera and Enteric Diseases, ICMR Institute from Kolkata. I mainly work on Helicobacter pylori and gut microbiota. So I have 3 points to tell you about the curriculum. I'm also look after the international program of Amity Institute of Biotechnology. So I'm lucky I'm here. So we already have Amity Merck certificate program on advanced technology and instrumentation for 1 year program. So we on this line, we can easily create another program, Indo-US program on the your regulatory or ethical standard. And I would also like to say that next time we already always have our board of studies meeting for advancement of our curriculum. So next time when we have a meeting in the next coming 6 months, we would like to invite you so that whatever you can see we can develop in the curriculum and include it, that can be done. Because last time when we had Dr. Shweta Mahant from Thermo Fisher, we had already included the regulatory and ethical standard in our curriculum. We have upgraded it. So we can also include that in our BTech program or master's program.
Thank you, Professor Das. With approval from Professor Selvamurthy, definitely I work very closely with the Department of Epidemiology and Infection Disease with NIH. The program director would be like to visit you too very soon, hopefully in December. Like how the gut microbiome, how we can use these tools for the early detection of the inflammatory. Very wonderful program at the NIH. One of the highly reputed program of the NIH, how to early detections, epidemiology and gut microbiome. Because mostly right now they are moving mostly early detections to using the AI ML. I think he would be honored to be the part of that programs, and they really want to mostly how they can spread the message to bowel disease, inflammatory disease, gut microbiome, epidemiology could be preventive social medicines could be a part of teaching curriculum. I think we can definitely work in that area too.
Microorganisms which are now regulated in Helicobacter pylori infection.
Yes.
So we can use this for detection or early markers.
And then we have the 2 R01 grant that is given to the Indian origins principal investigators, especially in India. And
Kunal Bala. Just can you take my
as Dr. Silamurthy is well aware about the R01 grants, so we can definitely have some joint proposals when the RFE will be
Rajshri,
released.
so you can
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yes,
So there are
sir.
many things happening now. So thank you, Sandeep.
And I'm very glad,
Thank you.
mostly the people here, we are in the same domain. We have the industry partners here. We have the people who are the spokespersons. They can really, to spread the message to the government, which is right now, not on the same page, Modi Saab and Trump Saab. But anyhow, I think the thing will be changed very soon. But yes, mostly all these regulatory bodies, funding bodies, and mostly the great vision of Dr. Silamurthy, we can definitely develop these curriculums and we can take these leads at next level.
Very good. Thank you. Kumud
Good
Bala.
morning. I'm Professor Kumud Bala from Amity Institute of Biotechnology, and currently I'm running 1.5 crore project funded from the Ministry of Ayush. And actually, I work on the medicinal herb, and I have extensively trained my student in this field from isolation, purification, and identification of the compound. Then we have collaboration with the Pune University and NCBI, and there we find out the isomers of the compound which are very effective in antimicrobial activity and anti-cancer activity. This is the core area where I'm working on, and there are currently 3 projects which I am running, and I have 5 PhD scholar, and in last I'm associated with Amity University past 18 years, and I have trained more than 200 students in this area. Currently, I have 50 students whom I have trained in batches and semester-wise period, where these students, trained students, are associated with my PhD scholars. Now, what we are doing, the project is corely focused on the MDR strain of the bacteria, where we are checking the checkpoints of these bacteria, like basically beta-lactamase, OXA type, carbapenemase, efflux pumps, OMPs, and biofilm formation. So these are the problem area we are addressing, and we have taken several herbs which are working better than colistin. Colistin is the only antibiotic which is working against MDR, Acinetobacter bovani, and we have found a better zone of inhibition with some of our terpenes and terpenoids which we have isolated from our medicinal herbs. So this is one area. Second project is has been funded by National Medicinal Plant Board, where they have provided us some of the Himalayan herbs, and we are working extensively on that, and we have found its very potent antimicrobial activity, which is against the biofilm formation of the microbes, and they are also working against the cervical cancer. We have taken HPV 16, HPV 18, and non-infected cell lines of the cervical cancer, and we have seen very potent result in that. And the third project is from the Ministry of Unani Medicine. So they have given us our formulation, which is actually working on it's not working so this formulation has 8 herbs, and we have found out the ROC activity of these herbs, and we have found that actually this formulation which they have given us was against epilepsy or the neurodegenerative disorders. Now they have asked us to do the immunotherapeutic aspect of that formulation against the cervical cancer. So cervical cancer and oral cancer, both we have taken because the causative agent is same, that is the HPV, and we have found very potent result, and we have filed patent also. So there we have gone for the insertable vaginal capsule in that, which is the fraction of these herbs which is showing a very potent result against it. And beside that, I'm training 25 students every year from Patna Women's College. They are coming to our labs during the summer vacation, and this is basically a skill-based development program which we are running yearly since 2022. And we have a very trained hand there, those who will be coming to join us as a PhD scholar. So this is what in totality I'm doing. I have 24 patent, out of which 19 has been gone for commercialization, 19 has been granted, and 5 has gone for the commercialization. And recently in last 2 years, we have filed 3 patent more depending on the result we have. So as you said, the gut microbes. So one project is from Ministry of Homeopathy also with me, which I'm running. It has come on June 2025, where we are working on the gut microbe, gut brain axis of the microbiomes. And here the main problem reason is this ulcerative colitis, and how this ulcerative colitis from left sided, it is traveling to pan colitis and then to the colon cancer. This is what we are checking. We are checking the inflammatory biomarkers in that, and how the homeopathy medicine is helping in reducing the inflammation. So basically, we are working on the inflammatory marker, which is the MMP3, MMP2, IL-1B, CXCL11, CXCL5, UGT1A. So these are the biomarker which are helping us to understand the immunomodulation of the homeopathic medicine on which we are working. This is all from my side. Thank you.
Datta. He is our director of Amity Institute of Virology and Immunology.
Hi, morning. And still, we are in morning. So I returned India after close to 20 years, and I was in Taiwan. I'm an immunologist, and with specialization on respiratory infections, mostly viral, but I do research on respiratory bacteria as well. And I worked in a hospital setup as well as in the university for last 20 years. So I know a little bit of things you told, and I am a member of American Association of Immunologists since 2013. And I'm on the red list of American immigration, being a virologist and immunologist. I never get more than 1 year visa. Usually it's pretty easy from Taiwan. We get visa in 2 days, but my selection always takes more than 1 month. So that's the pretty little bit. So I have, like you told about Bill Gates Foundation, one project is going on in our institute, and Dr. Damendra Toor is the co-PI there. And we are preparing people for manpower for virology, immunology, and medical microbiology. And all these aspects are being taught here. And personally, as the thing you talk about translational thing, so I may make an open offer. So we have a immune checkpoint. We means me and my collaborators have an immune checkpoint inhibitor. We have 5 monoclonal antibodies. And the story started with the making of anti-LAG3 antibody relatlimab. It was found by my postdoc mentor in 2004. When he was in Hopkins under Drew Pardle, and Dario Vignali of Pittsburgh was that time in Jute. So they created this antibody and patented in 2005. And relatlimab came into market in 2023. 2023. And now a single injection with anti-PD-1, it cost in Indian currency like 34 lakh 500 per shot. And every month the patient need a single shot. And that gene data set from which anti-LAG3 antibody was generated, LAG3 was in the ordinal number at 137 among 35,600 genes. And I worked on number 1 in the ordinal thing. I'm not disclosing the name. It's take it to be X. So then we generated 5 clones, monoclonal antibodies against this one. 3 are IgG, 2 are IgM, including Kappa and Delta strains. And we tested these antibodies in 3 tumor models: CT26 colon carcinoma, and B10 melanoma, and C10 breast cancer models. And in all 3, they dramatically reduced tumor growth with the suppression of CTLA4, PD1, LAG3, and TIM3, with the increase of CD4 and CD8 T cell activation. That's antigen specific. We use influenza HA as a marker, as a specific antigen, and we have TCR transgenic CD4, CD8 lines. So that antibody we yet not patented, learning from the anti-LAG3 things. So they patented in 2005, and the patent expired in 2024. So they got the benefit for 2 years only. So we are working with this. This is not my alone. Professor Drew Pardle of Hopkins is the main pillar of our team, and then Qingtai Huang from Taiwan is there, and me. We 3 are directly involved. And Drew Pardle of Jonathan Powell of Calico upstream developer, upstream director, was also part of that when he was in Hopkins. So that's the story, and this product is open for discussion and for future development. And I'm one of the authority to deal with the things.
Absolutely. It's glad to know the highly specialized area of immunology and virology. I will just add one point here. Clinical research organizations, CROs, let's talk about major CROs, Acuvia, PPD, Thermo Fisher, Boston Scientific. They are highly interested to invest
to create the first layer of trained virologist, immunologist who understand how to create the biodepository.
Yes, that is true.
That is very true. I will not talk about what the ICMR Department of Pathology is doing, DBT is doing, BRAC is doing. If I talk to the National Skill Development, the Secretary to the Minister, PS is my batchmate. And when I went to ask him, he said, कि मुझे भी delegation के साथ बुला लो यार वहाँ पे. मतलब ठीक है बुला लेंगे आपको. So national skill development capacity is a very different vision on the behalf of the government of India. Again, how we can create the biodepository, what are the importance of monoclonal antibodies and virologists. If we can add these curriculums in our clinical research, trust me, all these major CROs will pour into like crazy actually.
Yes, that is true. But as you know, in India, to add the term clinical, you have to have a hospital.
Yes.
And we do not have the hospital, and we are waiting for the Silvamurthy sir told our Chancellor sir is working hard to have our own hospital.
Yeah.
And then we have planned for that. We have a Amity Center of Translational Research.
Yeah.
And as you know, apart from that center, many of us are doing translational research. And to add the clinical terminology, that's the barrier. We are working on that.
Yeah.
And we are circumventing this with the term medical.
Yeah.
Like we offer medical microbiology, they offer medical what is the biomedical science.
Yeah.
So that's we are doing.
But I will propose here, please, Dr. Rajani, as we mentioned, for medical practice, to get the
clinical terminology is pretty important. Yes.
Get the avenues of the Europe hospitals. We have the very good European unions, medical centers who really want to be on board with you. We have the 5 to 6, like you guys have already pre-existing, and we can bring the key partner from the US. They will be giving you the clinical. And I think those reputation will be much better than to go to the to the India actually. Once we have our credentials, once we have our program in the market, then the people will really say, okay, yes, they are coming with a background from EMA approved, from the US FDA approved. Their curriculum is matching the international guidelines. And you have the enough workforce who can go to the market and prove their efficiency, then definitely we can onboard. Then MIT will be also have the medical centers, and because if you will wait for 1 or 2 years, the door will be closed.
We are okay. We are okay to do that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, we will keep in touch and develop such things.
Can you ask Manoj to just say a few words, and then also Bas?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Manoj Gar. I have trained as a cancer biologist. So I have done my PhD from National Institute of Immunology, where I work on sperm-associated antigen 9. Unfortunately, old Jelloid is not there. He was the father of this cancer testis antigen at Memorial Sloan Kettering. So they have developed NYESO, MEIS-1 vaccine and immunotherapy. And we are trying to develop the same thing here, which is in the clinical trial at Cancer Institute, Chennai. And then I have been trained in next generation sequencing technologies with Professor Keffler, who is professor at University of California, Los Angeles. He is a great clinician as well. And
I was in UCLA there. So Dr. Keffler is very renowned in Southern California.
Yeah, he just missed the Nobel Prize because he was the one who discovered P53 CBP epsilon, and he is a very kind person as well. So if you meet him next time, you can mention. So after listening all those things, I think clinical hospital is not a barrier because there are many clinical courses which either RCB, which is from Department of Biotechnology, they run with Apollo or Max Hospital. So similarly, if we join with European hospital, as you said, it will strengthen the program. So my very specific question to the point is that when you come into this certification course, will student will be exchanged for, let's say, 6 month there or 6 month here? How this will be drafted, like 1 year course certification?
So because it is a very raw idea actually. I just discuss with you these ideas with Bhuvanesh and Ajay. And first of all, our first priority was to find the right partner from India's side. The second step we can be in the future to engage with Dr. Rajani or Dr. Shiramurthy to develop a curriculum, whether it's going to be 1 year, 18 months, 2 years program. What will be the component, pharmacology, pharmacodynamics, laboratory medicines, data integrity, ethical values, GCP guidelines, version 5, how we can add those. That will be our second things. And as per you mentioned, the students who are going to be enrolled, how they will be benefit actually. I think that in my mindset, the thing is, we have to choose the US partner first, who are the champion in this area, who have the running curriculums, because we are getting that program will be FDA approved, that program will be NIH approved, that will be the European medical agencies affiliated. So we need to bring those champions who are really working in this area from decades. And then we can discuss with them, because taking the huge people from Indian origins to the European Union and US, we have to keep in mind we have the visa obligations, we have so many international affairs, lots of agencies are involved, because most latest example, OP Jindal, we have 3,000-acre campus in Texas, Austin. They have some international law and MBA programs. Right now, the state Texas, they restrict the exchange programs. This is the most due to the Homeland Security's executive orders, because this is the educational curriculum programs, and we have not starting on the mass level. We will keep the batch at initially a decent size. And the good part is we will bring only those reputed institutions from US who have their value actually. Yeah, we will not bring any, you know the point what I'm saying.
Yeah, shortly, I'm Professor Biswas, and Sir already mentioned that we have a Amity Institute of Molecular Medicine and Stem Cell Research. So it started with a famous guy, is Professor B.C. Das. Actually, where Dr. Noved started, that is, we have a health and allied science domain, like that we have a bioscience and biotechnology domain. Biotechnology, then MSR, molecular medicine, stem cell, and virology is, as well as we have a microbiology also. So we have a domain, and it's a interdisciplinary huge number of the students. So what Dr. Manoj is telling about, that is our good area and successful thing is the biomedical science. So that course is running very successful. So if we do something in the future, this regulatory all parts, so we can do. So yeah.
Even we are running, on this IVF program with Indian Fertility Society, where the medical doctors come. So if we figure out that what will, who we have to take, and then what will be the obligation in taking them, whether it will be, training at both India and US side. And then, as you said, that there will be a huge number of money which US will be putting into this program. So if we get some an idea, then we can accordingly design the curriculum, that how much part to keep here, how much part to keep there, and that what visit should be keep there, what kind of
please
training.
follow it up with him. See, there are non-clinical embryology and assisted reproductive technology. These two courses, they run in our institute, Amity Institute of Molecular Medicine.
Yeah, in terms of research, we we are 17 faculty, all of our the cancer research. So personally, I do liver research. So I was in 10 years in US in Medical University, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Then I was in Vanderbilt Medical Center. There where I started the T cell, actually. So I was in with Sandra. We have a collaboration with the Boston's Course My Lab. So I used to work on T cell biology. So what is a very basic, and if it is a even this year physiology also get the tolerance. So so my research after coming back in India, that is I started here in Institute of Liver and Biliary Science. So I was here for that is what is the immune therapy and in the application. So I choose one part that is a macrophage plasticity, because whatever in the liver cancer, that is the drugs FDA drugs approved, that is livertinib or sorafenib, that is a lot of side effect. So my all project of DST, ICMR, DHR and ANR, so all are successful in the sense of I have targeting not only cancer cells but cancer associated cells also, even extracellular matrix. So all of area I'm working, and now next challenge also coming in the gut microbiota, because liver disease started with the fibrosis cirrhosis. So next generation therapy, how we can employ the macrophage therapies, that is the my research focus is going on in my lab here. And last 2 years I have a 5 PhD student doing postdoc here, and this year June I was in LA. And 2 of student my is UCSF. I was American Society of Microbiology.
So he will be visiting your institute.
Yeah. So
You can continue the dialogue.
Sure.
And because we have another meeting at 12 scheduled.
Okay, great.
And you will visit our select labs like molecular medicine, stem cell
we have
research. We'll have biotechnology. And also AI center, we have a 10 petaflop computing capability, AI, a very big center we have established. We are scaling up to 60 petaflop. So that is again AI application in health, agriculture, energy. Now I have the pleasure of felicitating our guests today, Goodwill. And let's give a big clap to Dr. Goodwill, who coordinated this wonderful visit from Sandeep, and also Rajini Singh for bringing this wonderful, valuable people. Thank you so much. Soldiers. The good part is that he knows that. I'll give you space first here. Okay. One group photograph, please. Everyone is coming. Very precious photograph. Thank you. Let's clap for it. have questions.